Hey y'all, Crystal here with It's a Journaling Thing, and today I want to start my video off with a motivational quote, and it is, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream." That is said by C.S. Lewis. So, I am pretty excited about this girl here. Her name is Betty. And she is, let me grab a ruler. She is 4.5 with a 4.5 spine by 5 by 5. And she is probably my grungiest junk journal yet. I got this idea from Terri in her group. I think her last name is Godbolt, I think. But if you watch this, Terri, you'll know that, because I had talked to you and said that making one of these was going to be in my near future. And so I've been working on it for a while. And like I said, I have named it Betty. And I basically dyed the fabric on the cover myself. I dyed this. I dyed all the laces and everything that you'll see. And I also rusted safety pins and paper clips and all that sort of stuff. I did do some scrappy sewing and just left the strings hanging. I don't know, I like that look. It just gives her character. And, I made tags and put some twine on those and just left the lace sticking up out of here. I did a fabric binding method, and I did have these hanging longer than that, but I decided I wanted to chop them off short so they could just stick out all over the place and just be, I try to get it as grungy as I can. And so I also made a few charms to hang on there. I like to think of those as Betty's charms. And, although this is not going to be like, or, obviously all junk journals are basically different from person to person and, that sort of thing. But the one I seen that Terri made, she inspired me to make one. I did do a few things, like she did. She left her strings hanging and, all that sort of stuff. And she also did do a button closure. And at first, I wasn't going to do a button closure, but I just kept thinking about it and decided that it was probably the best kind of closure for this, because, she was probably, she has expanded since I've been stuffing stuff in there. So I want to be able to have enough room to expand some more. So I just used some lace to do that and glued it here on the back and glued it on the front. Sewed me a button there and then just cut a slit right there. And there's strings hanging from here too, and I just love it. It's definitely grungy. So, on the front inside cover here is Tim Holtz fabric. And then, I won't pull all the goodies out or whatever. I'll just kind of do a flip through. But, you'll be able to see them, in the pockets. And I just filled it with grungy, just grungy papers. I did some sewing down the edges of some. And I just, threw a bunch of stuff in here I have been working on this for a while, and I finally added the charms last night, and I felt like I was at a point to where I could go ahead and, do a video to share with you guys, and I hope you all make you one. The spine is 4.5 inches wide, and I used, I think, like one of the large boxes of the honeycomb cereal. It has like the wide sides on it. So when it was given to me, and I decided, I was like, I've got to make a journal that wide. So here she is. She is wide and short. And like I said, I coffee dyed all the laces and everything in here. And rusted, the paper clips and some safety pins. I hope you all can see good. There we go. That's a little better. Here's a belly band. I was able to find some pretty cool grungy digitals on Etsy. And so a lot of these tags and pockets and stuff was from a digital that I purchased off of Etsy. And then I just got these clipped on the corner of a page, and it's holding the charms. This right here is a tea bag. I just scrunched it up and sewed it on there. And there's a pocket. And I like leaving the paper clips, sticking out, because when it's closed up, it looks really neat. Here's another pocket. I'm seeing that I didn't get all my pockets stuffed. I thought I had them all stuffed. And these page tabs I just made those with scraps. I did some stenciling on this paper, or, throughout. There's a grungy tag that I made. And then these hearts right here were from the retreat I went to back in May. Nicole, she was there, and she made those. And then here is just a little scrappy notepad type thing. This right here is some of the Tim Holtz paper, let's see, what is it? Tim Holtz wallpaper pack. There is right much Tim Holtz stuff in here because I've been trying to use it. Because I know I've said before in my video, and 1 or 2 videos or whatever, I have been hoarding that stuff. So I need to, start using it up. This right here is some coffee dyed paper that I did. There's some goodies in that little pocket. I coffee dyed this. Then that is, this flower is out of one of the Tim Holtz packs, and I just made that a pocket. This is the other side of that other butterfly. This is some coffee dyed paper I did. And then here is some goodies here in this little envelope. There's the back side of it. Some more coffee dyed paper. Live each day with grace and authenticity. I got a safety pin just hooked on this page tab. There's another pocket. Oh my goodness. I see now I'm going to have to go back stuffing stuff in here because I thought I had all the pockets filled up, but that's okay. This right here is where I was making, I had done some flower die cuts and I was distressing them, with the sprays. And so that was the paper that I had left. And I will say you have to let this stuff dry and dry and dry because it will come off on your fingers, but it seems to be pretty good now. Right here, I just took and punched some holes and just did like a, kind of sewing down through there, and I tied a knot so it would stay up in that hole, and then I did just put a staple in the bottom there. And then here is a little book. It says Create Art on there. And there's a belly band. I can still smell the coffee off of all of the, all the laces and stuff. I love that. And so here's some tags. I made this pocket. It's really neat how that, comes out. This right here is tea bags. I just scrunched that up and put a number there. And that's some coffee dyed paper I did. So is this. Some more tags. And I did this pocket up this way where I could just tuck something up in there. Did some stamping down through here. Here is another flower out of the Tim Holtz. I believe that might be out of the wallpaper packet too. And then this is Tim Holtz too, and I just made that into a pocket. I went down with a acrylic marker on some of the pages and did some gold. And I just put some ribbon on some of the corner of the page or edges of the pages. There's another one of those flowers. This right here, Kelly over at Root Pursuit might have made. It was one of the goodies that I bought back from the retreat. I'm thinking that maybe Kelly made that. Here is another. I tried to, make this stuff as grungy as I could. And I really like her. I really like Betty. I don't know why I named it Betty. It just popped in my head. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to call that one Betty. I told my granddaughter that. And she was like, do you name all your junk journals? I was like, no, I don't think so. But I do have a couple that have names. This right here is a whole page, like the center. And I just did like a whole layout on that. With some stamping and just adding different stuff there. This coffee stained. I did do some sewing. Some of the laces on the edge of the pages I just glued, and then some of them I did sew. Then there's that with some goodies in there. And then here is the back. And that is Tim Holtz fabric also. So, I'm glad that I finally was able to get to a point to where I was ready to do a video. And I'm glad that you all were able to finally meet Betty. Thank you, Terri. I'm thinking your last name is Cobalt. I hope I'm right. But you are in my group, and you're the one that inspired me to make this grungy, short and wide junk journal. So thank you for the inspiration. I hope y'all like it, and I hope y'all set out on a journey to make you all one too. And if you're in our group, Journaling Adventures, Paper, Scissors, Glue, and You, if you make one, definitely post pictures so we can see what you come up with. Alrighty, I'm going to head off of here, and I want to say Happy New Year to you all. I hope that this one is a good one and a safe one for everyone. And just definitely stay positive. I'll see you all in my next video. I love y'all.